everyone. A very warm welcome to the Center Stage interview powered by Boardshire, an initiative by RightSource Global. Center Stage interview is a podium for leaders like you, I, and our guest today to exchange ideas, thoughts, and experiences, thereby giving professionals an idea of what exactly is going on in the industry, especially related to boards. I am Madhulika Ketiri and your host for today, and we have with us Ms. Swetha Rane. She is a results-driven procurement professional with over 25 years of experience in sourcing, negotiating, and optimizing supplier relationships. She has a proven track record of reducing costs, improving quality, and enhancing operational efficiency. She has strong expertise in contract management, vendor management, and strategic sourcing. She is skilled in implementing cost-saving initiatives and driving continuous process improvement. She is also a certified independent director and now an ESG and BRSR professional. Hello, Ms. Swetha. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Madhulika. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. So a lot of skills I think I read out in your introduction. If you can actually, take a couple of minutes and, summarize your career experience and expertise, that will be great, Swetha.
Yeah. So I think rightly, Madhulika, you already listed out everything. Yeah. So I don't want to really repeat that. But I'm a seasoned procurement leader, and I come with almost 27 years plus of legacy in driving cost-driven strategies and getting them implemented through. Yeah. And also, like you rightly pointed out, I'm very strong with the vendor contract and the contract management strategies, governance management strategies. Um, there are a lot of things when we talk about procurement. The list is quite long, but I would say the difference is that businesses today are looking for EBITDA-driven savings. Yeah, and so I would say my expertise lies in bringing EBITDA savings. To summarize it in a nutshell. Yeah, and along with that, I can just tell you that I've been in procurement. Of course, I started my career as a project coordinator. I was blessed to have this opportunity at the beginning of my career to work for an Austrian JV company. And I later on grew in the same organization to the post of the VP. Yeah, and I was doing the VP materials, and this was with the textile giant company of India. And I was in charge of looking at overall procurement for raw materials, capex, logistics, packaging. Later, I moved on to a US-based MNC company where I was always dual hatting. So I had a global DICE head role, and also I was the India head for the total raw material procurement. In the same organization, that is in the US MNC, I also got promoted later as a South Asia head. And I also had the opportunity to be in chair for the POSH committee. So if you look at my overall experience, it brings a lot of diverse exposure in terms of global, in terms of product compliance, regulatory compliance, sustainability, which is at the core. Yeah, and is also something that I'm very passionate about. And so with all of these things put together, I bring a lot of value to the table. And currently I have also just decided to move on to my new role as an associate vice president, which is also with one of India's most reputed conglomerate. And so this is a new stint that I'm looking forward to.
Wow, that is so nice, Swetha. All the best, and I hope you have a great journey with your new team that you're starting with.
Yes.
I've seen you closely, in all those ESG and BRSR classes, and I have realized you're that one person. If you have a question bugging you, you will not go back but to get an answer out of it.
Yeah.
Right? So just want to understand, how does your experience as a sourcing strategist allow you to offer a unique perspective and contribute to a board?
Yeah, Madhulika, if you see, I feel that if anybody could be a better fit for an independent director, I think it would be the procurement professionals. And why do I say that? Because you see, the procurement KPIs are always aligned with the mission and the goals of the organizations. And you pick any of these KPIs, whether you start with a sustainable or ethical sourcing, you talk about risk management mitigation actions, you talk about stakeholder management, collaboration with cross-functional team, you talk about creative, innovative solutions bringing value to the table, you talk about vendor governance, metrics, corporate governance, best practices, product stewardship, regulatory compliance, market intel, competitive advantage, strategic driven decisions. All of these are a part of our KPIs. And I think that for any organization, each of them are equally important. And I'm sure that any board meetings would have to include each of these in their discussions. And so I think that as an independent director, I would be of a great value to any company. Yeah, because I can ensure that I drive each of them. And these are the things that I've been doing for the last 27 years. So each of them by itself are, a project by itself. And I mean, just to touch base upon a few things, stakeholder management is something which happens naturally to me. Yeah, because this is a day in day out job for us, and it's not easy to get all the stakeholders aligned to what you need. Yeah, you have to bridge the gaps, and communication being the skill. You see, you have to do this with all the top notch senior management team. And so this is something that as a procurement professional I have kind of honed that skill over the years. In any board meeting, I believe this would be the basis to start any meeting and also to conclude amicably. Yeah, I think the next one in race today, which is more valid, is the sustainability one. Yeah. So we are already, and as I said, I'm very passionate about sustainability and sustainable sourcing above all. Yeah, because I come from sourcing background. So if you look at the current scenario, the world at large is worried about sustainability. Yeah, we are all working in that direction to see how we can make things better for each of us. Yeah, and for the future generation. So this product compliance, the stewardship, or the regulatory compliance part of it is something which gives your company an edge over your competitors. And it also improves your brand value. It improves your cost position. It improves your market share. And this is so important for any organization to know how you being sustainable is not going to become pricey, but it is actually going to help you bring cost reductions and help you bring EBITDA savings, improve your cash position. So this is also something which is an KPI which is embedded in the strategic sourcing part. And then of course, like I said, I can keep on going, the list is quite long, but the third one I would like to definitely emphasize is the market trends, because as a procurement professional or a sourcing professional, I think everyone knows and agrees that we have to stay abreast of whatever happens in the market. And this is so much crucial for any business. Yeah, for a long term sustainable business, it is very important to know what is happening on the market, what are the risks or the challenges that may happen. We saw very of late the Ukraine-Russia war, we saw the Red Sea issues, we saw all sorts of challenges coming after, COVID, which we thought was the biggest, but I think COVID turned out to be the smallest of them, and then we are still having major and bigger problems still coming in. And for a procurement professional, it is so very important that you stay ahead of the curve on all of these things, because this is where you have a position to compete on the market. You know what is the things that you have to look for, you know your opportunity areas, you need to know what are the challenges that can bring your business down, you know what are the things that will need your attention and need to define the mitigation actions. So I think, like I said, as a sourcing professional or a strategic sourcing person, I believe that there is absolutely nothing that I can think of that doesn't include in my portfolio, uh, you know, which will be something that the boards would need.
All right. Thank you, Swetha. I think you have not left any stone unturned in answering that question. I thoroughly understood your career graph and what all things you've been into, and I can totally see that you can be a very good mentor or a coach to a board by being an independent director, right? So Coming back to your career, right? So what are your long-term goals? So now that you're an independent certified independent director, how does this independent director opportunity fit in your vision?
Madhulika, like I just answered, yeah, for the previous question. I think my current role and the independent director, I think it goes hand in hand. So it's not a conflict basically, yeah. So this is going to be a very good extension of what I'm already doing. The biggest advantage being that independent director gives me is to leverage different industries. So I have been into three industries so far in my career, but I think with independent director, I will have the advantage to deep dive into many more industries, because as a procurement professional, we don't have a restriction or a limitation on the industry that we can move into. The world is open to us. And also as an independent director, there is no restriction into which industry you can get into. Yeah. So I see that it already complements very well. And with the exposure and the experience that I bring, and as I also mentioned to you that I was also a chair for the posh committee, this has also helped me to a very great extent, because where I also could see the diversity and inclusion part, and how that has helped the organization, and how it helps in overall asset building. I mean, the people are the assets of any organization, and you need to really keep this diversity inclusion part embedded in your culture. So even that aspect has helped me grow a lot. Plus, my role of working as a global person with my US MNC role has offered me a lot of travel. It has allowed me to get into different geographies to see how best practices are done across the globe. It has also helped me to understand the regulatory compliance part, the product stewardship part, the sustainability part across the globe. It has helped me to give me a very good insight into different cultures, team management, lots of things. Each of these, like I said, are the pillars for a very good corporate governance. Yeah. And so I think as a part, as me going into an independent director for any board, this is definitely going to be a big benefit to any organization.
Right, couldn't agree more, Shweta. I think you've built a very good foundation for yourself to become an independent director by putting your foot across multiple skills. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. Coming back to the sustainability journey in your thing, you've already certified yourself in the ESG space, and then you have done the BRSR also lately. So just want you to highlight your skills for sustainable sourcing, which can be an asset to corporates from ESG perspective.
Yeah. So, sustainability, as you rightly mentioned, Madhulika, you heard me on all the master classes also. I'm very passionate about it, and you see whenever this topic comes up, I can keep on going. Yeah, because of two parts. One, because of my role, I had the opportunity to be hands-on on the sustainability sourcing. I had the opportunity to be working with vendors, developing vendors, building vendors, tollers, to work in a sustainable way. And when we talk about sustainability, it is not only about your organization or your site. We talk about ESG scope 1, 2, and 3. So also when you are building a vendor, from a sustainability aspect, there are a lot of things that would go on. Starting from your own organization, there will be multiple teams that are involved. You will need to get the R&D team, the project management team, you will need to get the quality team, you will need to have the procurement team, of course. And most importantly, what I can tell you is that in India today, sustainability is a thing that is catching up. You look at government has also extended the BIS standards for the chemical industry as well now, and so this is becoming more and more valid now. It's becoming more and more important, because vendors do understand they are under tremendous pressure, that the consumers are educated, and they know that if the products that they are making are not safely handled, this is something that will not be acceptable, not from the government, not from the consumer. And so whether they like it or not, they have to go for it. So there are few tools also which are now available. things like EcoVadis or TFS audits are something that help the sourcing professionals and business organizations to understand where your vendor stands in terms of sustainability and what are the practices that we can guide them, train them, groom them, and bring them to basically upgrade them to the level of your organization, to see that because your supplier is no longer just your supplier, he is your business partner, and he brings a big impact on the entire supply chain. He has a big impact on the final product and to your customer and to your final consumer as well. Yeah. So it is so very important. I can tell you, in my entire stint, I had got a lot of opportunities where I could work on sustainable sourcing. In my earlier role, which was the one that I was working with the textile industry, I had an opportunity to kind of have a combination of a CSR and a sustainability project together, which became a very good hit in our organization. It was super well welcomed, and we could achieve the CSR by reaching out to the campus, where we could hire students to get them and on an internship basis, where everything was taken care for them. It was a fully paid internship for them, and eventually they had the freedom to choose to be a part of our organization, or they could also decide to move out. So there was no bonding. It was a pure CSR activity for us. But what we did differently was, we also took inputs from these students to help us to see how we can make invite creative, innovative solutions from these students, from this generation of people, to see how we can do what we do better. And so we had a pool of ideas which were eventually implemented to make our processes more sustainable and the final product more green. So it was a superb project. And the second thing I can tell you is, in my recent years, I have also been working very closely with vendors. I can talk about one of the products where we wanted to develop our top line product. I cannot mention the name of the product, but a top line product was that we wanted to come out with a very sustainable process product, wherein the consumption of water would be reduced to one third. Yeah, and that was a flagship product. The key challenge for this product was that the raw materials that we wanted to source, we wanted to do it locally and not be dependent on China. Also, make in India is something that was on the top of our mind. Plus, from a cost perspective, also we wanted to ensure that we do it here. The key challenge here was, because it was not a product which was readily available off the shelf, so it had to be started from a scratch. But the key challenge here is that we wanted to make sure that the processes and the output, the discharge that would come out of this process would be completely in line with the environment. So it would not bring any harm to the environment as such. So we got our internal team together. It was a core team which was comprising of the product management, the R&D, the quality, the procurement. Of course, I taking the lead in this. And then we successfully developed not one, but three vendors for these raw materials, and all of them in a very sustainable way. This not only helped us to, needless to say, I mean, it brought us a cost advantage, but more than that, we were happy that it brought us a green product, and it also brought us a competitive advantage to our business. International market expansions and brand value improvement were the other things that we gained out of this.
All right, thank you, Swetha, for throwing light on your experience, expertise, and insight on a lot of things, especially the sustainability things. So we're almost to the end of our center stage. So would like to understand, how was your journey with Boardshire and RSG, with Board, getting in both getting you certified as an independent director, as well as in the ESG and BRSR thing.
Madhulika, very honestly, I would say in one word, is it was very enriching. Okay. I came across this maybe 2 years back. I think I had a message in my email. I don't recollect though how it was, but I got in touch with your team, and I thought it made sense to me. Yeah. And today when I look back, I think I made a good decision because it was worth it. I mean, the cost study and everything is quite detailed, but of course the highlight we all know is Dr. Jayamurthy. Yeah, he really brings all the case studies and everything very live, and he literally takes you into the boardroom. He helps you understand each of it very patiently, and is he explains everything very much in detail. So I think that anybody who has enrolled for this program, be it the IDP or the BRSR, I think are going to be very successful in whatever professions as a consultant or as an independent director or whatever they choose to be. Because the entire team here is very helpful, very cooperative. I've always been able to get a very prompt answer and support from you guys. And as I said, Dr. Jaimil Murthy has been superb. So always happy.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Swetha, for your kind words for RSG and our subject matter experts. Here we are to the end of the center stage interview of Ms. Swetha Rane. I hope you all had a great time listening to her and her achievements. We wish her all the very best for all your future endeavors. Thank you, Swetha, for being a part of the center stage interview.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching the Center Stage by Boardshire RSG. If you want to see more about Center Stage and the programs that we do, please visit us at boardshire.com or rsg-global.com, and please do follow us at LinkedIn. That's all from us today. Thank you so much. Have a great day.